I am getting the word out that I'm streaming. I think it's been like a week or some shit. I don't know. Um, I've been living. That's the best I can give you. I have been alive, which is the best that could be done. Hello, Roz. How are you? How are you? I'm letting all the good folks of my local Discord know that I am streaming. Okay. I've got some jazzy new background music, and by that I mean I found a playlist called More Songs from the Department Store, and I was like, oh, what's that? And apparently it's just this. It's just NPC music. Which I can't really say is like, you know, anything, but it's happening. It's very just vibes right now, which I don't feel bad about. Josh saying he can't watch, yet still stopping in to say something. It's appreciated. It's appreciated. I'm still gonna be working on these townsfolk tussle guys. I'm down to the last 5. Been slogging through them. But, truth be told, October is almost over, so I don't really have that much time left. Hello, Noxious Bones. Hasn't Goop Day? I'm assuming that's some form of, like, how's it going? You know, today was a tough one, if I'm honest with you. But I got through it. And I'm here now to paint some miniatures. I'm very excited because they announced that they will be doing 3 more seasons of my favorite horror podcast after that podcast, like, full-on ended, had the grand finale and everything, so no idea what's in store next, but I'm very excited. Could be literally anything. And, they've always been doing this little fiction contest. They've been doing it for years, and I always say that I'm gonna enter, but then I go through, like, a big life change or a major depressive episode, and I never actually get around to finishing my entry. So, in true me tradition, I will once again be attempting to enter the Rusty Fears competition, and seeing if I can actually manage to complete my entry this time. This is my really shitty non-metallic metal that I'm half-assing, because I don't actually know how to do non-metallic metal, and I just kind of want this sword to look vaguely shiny. We'll see if it looks any good. It probably won't, but that's okay. Do they have the ad-free versions for free? I'm not sure. Yeah, when back in my day, when I was first listening to this podcast, it wasn't popular enough to have ads at the beginning of it. So, like, I never experienced how annoying those ads could be, until now. Like, trying to re-listen to it, I'm like, oh, you want me to siphon through all this nonsense at the beginning? I mean, you could just fast forward through it, though. Like, that's what I do. It's my very favorite horror piece of media in the world, so I make a lot of excuses for it. And by that, I don't actually have to make excuses about, like, the problems with some old horror. Like, it's never transphobic. It doesn't use, like, sexual assault as a draw to horror or anything like that. I mean, long before it was customary to even do so, they started putting trigger warnings in the notes and things like that. Ugh, freaking ads on YouTube, though. I swear. Those will be the bane of my existence. Because I'm not I tell you one thing, I'm not doing it. I'm never paying for YouTube Premium. I walked away from the microphone. I did do that to grab my controller. Hello, Persephone. How about this, Roz? I will look into that. I don't have an immediate answer for you, but I will investigate if there's an ad-free version of the Magnus Archives out there for you, okay? I'll see what I can find. But I make no promises, because again, I was listening to this before it was popular enough that people wanted to advertise on it. Hi, 80. Insomnia won the fight. Oh no. Sorry about that. This is not great. It's not great. But you know what? We're gonna call it acceptable. Because we can. Because giving partial credit to yourself on assignments is still valid. It's enough to make it look like a sword. People will look at that and go, ah, the shading's all wrong, but yeah, I know that's supposed to be a sword. Or they'll just be like, cool, a painted miniature. Haven't seen one of those before. The pay-to-win mobile ads, yeah. I have a friend who plays one of those mobile games. He plays a game called Cookie Run, which I've played before. But the problem is whenever I play it, I just don't do anything else with my life. I don't know why, but I can get very addicted to mobile games, so I tend not to have them, or I try not to play them if I do. Apparently BTS did a crossover with that game, and he was complaining to me about it. And I was like, well, I could go real K-pop stan on you and start asking who your bias is and what your favorite era is and stuff like that. And he was like, you should not do that. And then I asked him those questions anyway, and he went, I know literally nothing about K-pop. And that's where that fell off, but that was fun. But yeah, today's been a whole ass day. I don't know about you. Sometimes I'm just like, this whole capitalism thing ain't working for me. You know, I'm not really seeing the benefits of this system. They don't even play this freaking whatever this is, music in department stores anymore. I'm out here finding someone recording a cassette tape from the 70s as my background music for today's stream. Oh man. I tell ya, life's real freaking weird sometimes. But I'm gonna see if I can finish up a couple of these miniatures. Hoping that I can. And then move on to the next. Yeah, the problem with burnout is like you can identify that you're burnt out, but I don't really have the option of just like not working for a month or 6 to recoup. I'm pretty out of vacation time at my job, so not a whole heck of a lot I can do about that. That's okay though. I am actively looking for a new job, so that's fun. I don't know if you guys have had to do interviews anytime recently, but man, I hate marketing myself in any way, shape, or form where I can't just be weird. I have to like attempt to be hireable, and that's really strange for me. Like the other day, I was like, oh man, my hair's getting too long. It's time to just shave it all off again, because that's usually what I do. The thing of it is, though, I'm like, oh man, people will probably not understand anything about varied gender presentations. So I have to wait until I actually physically get the new job to show up like for a day with the haircut that they hired me with and then just shave it all off. So that'll be fun, you know. Do normal people have those kinds of concerns? I don't know. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that's relatable to somebody out there. You can sub to their Patreon to download the MP3s. There was a time when I was one of the subscribers to the Magnus Archives Patreon. Good times. I had my name read at the beginning of one of the episodes before I decided to change my name, so I'm hoping they'll make that a reward again, and then I can just get that all nice and corrected. I think that will be a nice, perfect circle moment for me, but we'll see. I really don't love edge highlighting these figures to hell and back. Let me be frank with you on that. It's not my favorite thing in this world. But we're doing it. And then I gotta finish the base on these guys, but they should be done. So, that's something. That's progress that we're making. Hello, Michaela. Welcome. Yeah, that is true. I do tend to collect members of the queer community to my cause, which I'm happy to do. As an LGBTQ plus myself, I feel it only appropriate. By the way, how are you all doing? Let's get a vibe check in here, because I complained about how I wasn't enjoying my job, and I don't know if I asked how everybody was doing, what you guys are painting. I've just been very self-centric, which I get. Like, you know, this is my stream and I should talk about myself. Michaela, you are dying slowly. Like, amen to that. Non-religious. I feel that. Who here isn't? Sorry, the world's slowly killing you. It does that to us all. There is something to be said for commiserating, though, so I'm glad you've decided to drop in and join us. For whatever the hell this is. Vibe check! Oh, by the way, we might do something I've never done on the channel, before. Some of you will know my fondness for Arizona green tea, right? Of course. It's the best drink. It typically costs 99 cents. It used to be that I could easily acquire Arizona green tea. The problem is I then moved to a location, and now I visit the same grocery store like all the time. And I have on multiple occasions bought like an Arizona green tea a day and then gone back and then gotten another one. So like I've bought out a whole store over the course of like a week of all their Arizona green tea. As you do. Completely normal, not unhinged thing to do, right? Am I right? Yes, you're agreeing. I see you nodding from across your screens. Thank you for justifying that. However, they have not, like, it just hasn't been stocked. I'm having trouble finding this shit. Within a walking distance of me. So, I went to the grocery store, like, I don't know, this weekend or some shit when I was being responsible. They did not have normal Arizona green tea. They did have Arizona green tea with cucumber and citrus in it. So I was like, what the hell? I'll try it. I'm usually not one of those people who, like, buys the weird flavored things. Like, I'm not a fan of, like, ooh, Oreo released 270 new flavors. Let's try them all. But I was like, this might be good, and it might be complete shit. So I did purchase that. Sorry, there's freaking ads all the time. It's election time in America, or it will be soon, so everybody's getting their last little politicking in on the ads. Anyway, I did purchase that weird Arizona tea, and figuring that it would be better to share with friends than go in alone, I thought you guys might want to join me in the experience of whatever that might be. So just be aware, at some point this might turn into painting and also taste testing. No, you all type, you all talk. Oh, you're just saying hi, you can hear the video through Roz's phone. Yep, that's fantastic. I like that Roz has the phone loud enough that I am heard throughout the dwelling. Hello, it is me. I have taken over the airways, and I shall not give them back. It did rain over here. Yeah, it was totally hot cocoa weather. I have a friend who just carves, like, wooden carvings in my garage. And on my break, I brought them out a hot chocolate and some of my homemade gingerbread, because it's raining weather, and just because I have to suffer at my shitty desk job doesn't mean that you can't surprise your friends by doing something nice like bringing them cookies and hot chocolate on a rainy day, the same way you wish that somebody would do for you, but instead, you're the one in the house, so, you know, you get to do charming little things like make your friends hot chocolate, which is very Moomin-like of me to do, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not mad about it. So yeah, that's kind of, it was definitely a rainy day for us over here too. I have cornered the Arizona market, that's correct. Arizona green tea specifically. Yeah, Carlos, I'm so sorry. It really gets to you after a while. Um, I'm sorry that, like, the people that you follow are not being kind to members of the LGBTQ plus community, especially in the tabletop role-playing world. That seems shitty and outdated. I mean, I know that's still happening, but, like, it's crazy to me that it's still happening just because of how many of us there are. Like, come on, guys. But, yeah. I mean, I'm very privileged in the fact that my local game store is super LGBTQ plus friendly. Shout out to the game store in the town that I live at, which I will not say to dox myself, but they're pretty cool. There are a bunch of really cool LGBTQ plus positive YouTubers on the Clown Collab playlist that I made, if you want some more positive people to follow. And, you know, you don't have to stay in a community that is unkind to you, so you can always leave those dum-dums behind and find cooler people to hang out with. But I also understand that it's, like, a bigger problem than just a couple of people. It's changing the scene as a whole and the attitude towards an entire community, and it's not something any individual can solve. Also, capitalism doesn't help. Like, yeah, sure, I'd love to be an activist and spend my time advocating for people. I do also have to, in fact, afford food and pay a mortgage, so that gets a little complicated. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that people are receiving hate. That also sucks. Like, it's so weird to me. The people who send hate, I'm like, do you really have nothing better to do with your time than to harass strangers on the internet? But yeah, they really, that's what they've picked to do with their time. Can really get to you, too. I've never received a mean comment, but I know it's gonna happen one day, and it's gonna hit me harder than I'd like to admit. That's gonna be a tough day for me. That's gonna be a Fives goes off the internet for a little bit kind of day. And I'm sorry I haven't made any content in a little bit. Like I said, I've been actively looking for a new job because my current job's getting me down. I'm not being paid enough to deal with the level of complicated problems that I'm expected to. That's also in the medical insurance field, which just lets you know how crappy the American healthcare system is. Honestly, don't expect your insurance to just pay for anything, ever. Just expect that you're gonna have to pay for it, because every insurance feels the need to get their cut. Anyone who's trying to tell you, oh, your insurance company is great and they care about you, they do not. They want your money. I've worked for several at this point, and every insurance company that I know wants to put on a great face for their customers absolutely does just want your money. They are quite evil. Yes, I famously live in Antarctica where there are local game stores and other grocery stores that sell Arizona green tea. That sounds absolutely correct and accurate and in no way flawed, Topher. Oh man. Well, I hope this job is better to you. You know, sometimes better is all that you can hope for. I'm just looking to find a job that is no longer customer service. I keep getting, I keep missing phone calls because I have to be on the phones at my job. So I'm currently playing phone tag with one place who wants to hire me. I was available at the time they said they would call me back. But of course they didn't. It's a minimum wage job screen printing t-shirts, so don't worry. I'm not going to be devastated if I miss out on this one. Well, hey, good luck to all of us. I hope we all get new jobs that pay us more and ask us to do less. That would be the ideal situation for me. Still, though, we've all accomplished a lot this year. Every single one of us, we have managed to stay alive through some of the toughest times in human history. We're still surviving a pandemic. War broke out, you know, with Ukraine and Russia, and we're all getting through that. The Queen died, which I'm not, devastated about because she was not a good person. You know, colonizing is bad. But, still, that's a major upheaval of a country. Ugh. There's just a lot going on. I know there's been more current events. There's hurricanes and shit like that. Stuff's going on in Iran that's, you know, terrifying and horrible. Sorry if I don't speak about anything with any nuance or detail. I can only stand to read but so much of the news, and it's a lot. Every day we are dealing with a lot, and we're all getting through it. Is minimum still not fed for you? No. In the state that I live in, we do not, we are above the federal minimum wage. I believe ours is $15.65 per hour, so much better than a lot of places. Still debatable if livable with the current climate. But, you know, we're here, and the world is scary, but it's survivable. We are actively trying to do something that brings us joy. And I mean, relatively speaking, for hobbies, miniature painting does not cost all that much money. It doesn't have to. I mean, we buy stuff because we get the serotonin from, stuff, but it's a hobby you can start relatively cheaply and then you spiral out of control, of course. But finding anything that you can honestly just do for yourself for a little while, that's fighting back against capitalism in some way. We've always got to remember to be generous, and we've got to be good to each other and our friends. We've got to take care of people and try to help them out. Not like customers. Customers don't count as people, okay? We've all been a customer once. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your friends. If you're lucky enough to have family that's supportive to you, your family, significant others, stuff like that. People who actually deeply matter to you and you care about. Or just new people in the hobby. Strangers on the internet that are trying to get a foothold. These are the people that we have to be kind to and help out. And by being generous with our time and our effort, we don't win against capitalism. Capitalism is going to destroy countries and people's lives and everything like that, but I do feel that trying to be nice and kind despite everything happening to you, stuff that the world is doing to you, you do not deserve this and did not ask for it. There is a power in that I don't fully understand. But we will survive this apocalypse together with our gentle hobbies, and that is something. It does matter in some way, even if I can't put the right word to it. Kalos, that's totally legitimate. If you want some resources on learning 3D modeling, I actually went to school for media arts and animation, and my teacher famously put all of his tutorials up for free on YouTube. So you can literally get the course that I took, which, I have very poor opinions of the school that I went to for a variety of reasons. But you can get a course that I paid for free. So, there's that. At least it's not retail. Yeah, that's fair. You think I could sell commissions on my minis? You'd buy some? I don't know that my work is good enough for, general public commissions, because if a guy is like, hey, I want you to paint a shit ton of Space Marines, I'm gonna be like, my guy, I don't think you want me to do that. Um, Also, commissions are a lot of pressure, and they're a way to make money, but if I were to take things seriously as a commission painter, I'd have to get way better at advertising myself. And I want to do one job that I don't get paid enough for. Not marketing and painting and, shipping and handling and all that shit. It's a lot. Plus, I don't like everybody's ideas for color schemes. I'll be real with you. Sometimes people have an idea, and I'm like, I cannot envision how I would paint that. That is a bad idea to me, and I don't know that I could do a good job on that project. But if that becomes my living, then I have to take that, because I would need the money. So, commissions and me have a weird relationship. Hello, Salkin Can. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Welcome. I don't remember your username. I think this is your first time here. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, someone might even ask me to paint a Nurgle mini, and what a horror that would be, because I don't think anybody wants to see me paint Nurgle. I really don't. It would not be pretty. Because it's a Nurgle model, which has nothing to do with my ability to paint. But, like, moldy bread is still food. No, Max, stop this. I do not love Nurgle. Famously, I do not love Nurgle. Cool, yeah. Well, Kalos, if you're on our Discord, you can ping me about it or message me on Instagram, and I can definitely share that link with you. I can get you that information. I have done some 3D modeling in the past. I don't like it. I did not enjoy the process. It was just not something that I wanted to do with my life, so... I kind of regret not getting a little bit more into it, just because it would have been pretty useful to be like, ah yes, I know how to 3D model and I can make miniatures now. But it just wasn't I didn't have a passion for it, and that's fair, you know. If you're gonna do something artistic for a living, I would want to have a passion about it. Although I say that, it's not like I have a passion about customer service, and I've been doing that bullshit for too long, man. Too long. Nah, y'all ain't getting Nurgle unless we get to, like, the next subscriber milestone, and then I put out another poll about, like, what do you want to see at this next milestone, and then everybody votes for watching me paint a Nurgle. Or if I lose my Malifaux game with my buddy Mark, because he's gonna make me paint. If I lose, I'm gonna have to paint, like, the Great Unclean One or some bullshit like that, which is the worst. I fucking hate that model so much. But I'm gonna win, and then he's gonna have to watch, some anime. That's the bet. He's still gonna watch anime. He doesn't know it yet, but... If he comes to visit me for Adepticon, like, I'm just gonna play anime in the hotel room, and then he won't be able to escape it. It'd be great. It'll come back, Carlos. It'll come back. Stuff like that, you'll get into the swing of it again. Just because you're out of practice doesn't mean that knowledge is gone forever. I mean, like, I've only been painting miniatures for, like, 2 or 3 years, and I've still got a lot to learn, but I can go a little while without painting, and the knowledge comes back, so don't worry about it too much. Be kind to yourself, you're learning. I'm not painting the Great Clean One. We're not doing that either, no, because that involves a lot of work to make me make a Great Unclean One clean. So I'm not doing that. Ah, okay. That might present a little bit of a challenge. All right, but you'll get it. I have faith in you. I have confidence. Is anybody in the chat, and I know it's going to be a no, because I always want it to be, and I'm like, Fives, your interest might be a little too niche for the people that you hang out with. But, yo, if anyone's read the 2nd volume of Modao Zushi, I need to know, because, like, I had a really funny joke that I made, sort of. It was a chuckle-worthy joke. And no one in our chat got it, because... well, no one's fucking read these books, that I know, which makes it very hard for me to make relatable jokes. And it's big sad. Also, if you are in this chat, and you have listened to the Magnus Archives, what do you think they're gonna do for Mag Archives, 2? Where do you think we're going? Personally, the popular opinions seem to be either we're getting like a prequel in Jonah Magnus time period, which would be cool as hell, or they're gonna do something with the Usher Foundation. Those are the two predominant hypotheses that I'm aware of where this is gonna go. If I get to vote, I mean, I'll take an Usher Foundation, like, Divergence. I'd do that. That'd be fun. I'd love to see what good old Jonathan Sims makes of the area that is about 30 minutes away from where I grew up. That'd be really funny. Especially if he set a statement in my old hometown, I'd be fucking dying. That would be very funny. You knew where this was going. Listen, okay? I just want to eventually find somebody who gets my very funny jokes, Roz. I can't help it, alright? I know it's a hard sell to be like, hey, read this novelization of a Chinese anime. Like, just buy this light novel. However, it's a bestseller, and the anime is incredibly popular in China. So, it's not like the thing isn't known. It's just not known in the circle that I'm currently in, alright? There are places where my jokes would land. I don't hang out in those places. Maybe I should just start a book club. Like a real book club? I don't think I should start a book club. That's a bad idea. You know why that's a bad idea? Because then I have to, like, do the work of actually running a book club. And I honestly don't think that I'm cut out for that. So many metal surfaces that I'm expected to paint. I don't want to paint any of them. I just want this project to be done so I can move on to the next one. Although technically, once I finish this, it's going to be like, yay, you did it! However, now October's over, so go back to finishing your Tau infantry. Which is fine. They need to be done. They really do. I want to paint my knight, guys. I want to paint him. I'm very excited about it. So I'm trying to finish these up as best I can. But you know, it's not always the easiest thing. Have I read Vircronium? No, I don't. You don't think that most of my viewers are in China. That's fair. You know, maybe that's on me for not learning Mandarin so that I can appeal to the Chinese Warhammer player market. Which there is one. They do sell Warhammer in China as far as I'm aware. But you're right. I'm sure that most of my viewers are not Chinese. If you are, though, if you're watching this back and you're Chinese and you play Warhammer, shout out to you specifically. Talk to me about Modao Zushi, please. I'm dying. I'm dying. Sorry about that, Topher. I still want to make an Orktober video. It might be an Orktober 31st video because we'll see what I have the time to do. I have a lot of editing that I should be doing and stuff that I could be working on, but I really was just not in an editing mood today. I'm hoping to do some editing this weekend, though. I'm trying to put out a video next week. I'm not promising you guys anything because, frankly, mental health is more important than me ever uploading a video, and I'm always going to prioritize that over any kind of schedule, which I don't have a schedule specifically, so I don't feel any of that pressure. Still feel that pressure, though. But yeah. Sorry there haven't been any videos. I'm trying. Life keeps going real up and real down for me. All I can say is I'm hanging in there, and I'm trying my best. But yeah, real life stuff kind of takes priority, and I'm not gonna feel bad for not making fun videos, you know? Carlos, I hope that life is kinder to you soon. You have a good night. Get some rest. Ooh, you're gonna get some resin to print some orcs? That'll be cool. Ooh, I like the jack-o'-lantern head idea, I'm not gonna lie, but the cloak sounds nice too. Noxious Bones, I don't know that I've ever switched hands while painting. I guess I just don't trust my other hand and would rather take the cramps. Plus, it's usually not my hands that get tired. It's me leaning forward because I have terrible posture, so my back's gonna get tired long before my hands will. Your good hand still paints like crap, so it doesn't... Posture check, fine. Ugh, I'll do a stretch. Call me out. Jeez. Rude. Being between jobs will reduce your miniature money. You know, I could just send you, frankly, like 100 minis, and it would hardly make a dent in my fucking hoard. I might have a problem that I try to solve by miniatures. Jeez. It's not for lack of trying. I've given my friends quite a few miniatures, and I still have quite a few miniatures. The thing is, in order to ever make a dent in my collection, I would then have to stop purchasing new miniatures. And, well, companies just keep making miniatures that I want to buy. So, that's the problem. Not me. I'm just a helpless consumer, you know? I can't produce my own serotonin, so store-bought has to be fine. Unfortunately, I chose Games Workshop as the primary store. Yeah. I know same hat on the hoard for you, Roz. I've seen a portion of that hoard. Just a small little glimmer. A tiny spark of what you have at your disposal. And frankly, it did make me feel better about my own personal hoard. Because, I did not have an entire bits market, ready to go. You should have seen Roz when I got to see all of the wonderful bits at Gen Con. Showing up with like a whole suitcase full, practically. Just, here, do you want this? This is organized. These are all the Space Marine heads from this kit. These are some lightning claws. These are jetpacks. This is Zinch. That's Space Wolves. Anything you could want. I'm sure you could have pulled out a catalog and any Space Marine bit from the last 5 years would have been somewhere in that pile. I was very impressed. It was very helpful also because I do not have, I don't really save all of the extra bits from my kits. I'm really annoyed with the fact that anything that isn't a live stream on YouTube feels the need to have an ad every 3 minutes. Like, could you just let me play a video straight through? Don't you guys forget that pre-pandemic, that was common. You did not even get an ad every video. You got one maybe like every 4th video at the beginning. And they were skippable. I'm gonna tell my goddamn non-existent grandkids that we didn't used to have to sit through 36 previews just to watch a goddamn YouTube video. That's not even half of Roz's collection. Yeah, I believe that. Like I said, I'm sure that was the tiniest portion. Whole basement full. Yep, that sounds about right. I still want to organize my collection better. I meant to, you know. I have this house and stuff, but... Guys, I gotta be honest. Depression just wipes out all your energy for the things that you really want to do. But that's okay. Like, I have a good space, and I have a semi, permanent organization system. I can find things when I need them. Honestly, that's about as good as I can promise. Man, I'm really doing a lot of complaining this stream. I'm sorry, this was not supposed to be that way. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you just gotta talk, and that's kind of what's on my mind. I apologize. I try to make this fairly positive. But you know, every now and again, life gets to you in a way that you were hoping that maybe it wouldn't. But this time last year, I was also in the same spot, so it's kind of cyclical, circular, circle of life shit, you know? That's okay. I'm in a much better place now, and I'll sort myself out. It's just adjusting. That takes time. More than a year, apparently. It hasn't quite been a year, but, you know. We're getting there. I would love that. Yeah, Roz, if you ever want to make a day trip out here to come help me set up a hobby space, feel free. Hit me up. We'll hang out. I'll buy you some... What is it? Pizza and beer? Is that usually... That's the standard, like, when people help you move, you're like, oh, I'll get you some pizza and beer. I'd say that, but I hate beer. And there are only, like, 2 good pizza places in town, so... We'd get something else, but... Yeah, if you're ever in the neighborhood, feel free to stop on by. Can come and meet all the cats, too. Well, Lobster and Hector wouldn't love it, but Achilles would. Achilles, who I believe has an upper respiratory infection at the moment. He usually has a little bit of weepy stuff from his eye. That's pretty normal, but, the color's changed from sort of a reddish color to sort of a blackish-brownish color, and that's about what he was having when I first adopted him, and he had an upper respiratory infection then. Luckily, I still have extra medicine left over, so... No. The vet said if it ever comes back, just try giving him some more of that, so... Hopefully that clears up soon. He's been a very sickly boy, all things considered, across this past year. I need him to not be. Oh, really can't afford a whole bunch of vet bills right now, so we're hoping that he's gonna be okay in about a week, but we'll see. And then obviously, if I have to take him to the vet, I will, because he's my baby. But yeah, if you're wondering, like, where's all of our sweet Achilles pictures? His eye's looking a little worse for wear right now, so he's hanging in there. You have 5 restaurants and 4 of them are pizza places. Will do, Michaela. I accept that. I accept that challenge. Have a good night. Sure, yeah. We can certainly organize something. You can stay at my place, so no worries about hotel. You just have to deal with obnoxious cats wanting your attention all the time. And also me. I can be a lot. I don't know if you've met me. You have. I do know that you've met me because I also met you, but I can be a lot to deal with sometimes, so that's also a factor. You have to be like, oh man, do I really want to go spend like a week at this crazy person's house? I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Poor guy. Fluff cat, yeah. Pizza in Arizona. Yeah, that is a combination that I often do. If I'm real with you. Pizza in Arizona or Coke. I do drink the Coca-Cola. Quite a bit. I'm working on a bottle of Coke right now, so. Oh, God. Okay. This is the color that we're getting. That's brown enough. Yep, sure. That'll work. That'll do. Listen, it's rapidly becoming possible that I might be able to finish the last miniatures of this board game on the stream, because we finished up 3. These are all done. I have 2 left, and they're partway, you know, they're started. Which means that this crazy board game project that I've been trying to paint all these board games pieces in a month, which, you know, speed painters are going to be like, that's nothing. For me, that's something. But that's becoming more and more possible. So, see if maybe I can just finish that up. Should probably check the battery on my phone, see where we're at with that. Oop. Does it want to turn on? I did not plug it in, so, you know, it's anyone's guess. Oh, we're at 40%. We're good. We're good for another, like, half hour at least. Tussle supercut when? I ain't editing that. I'll do a showcase of the miniatures if you want, but yeah, I'm not gonna, like, layer together all of the streams and be like, watch me paint in this epic time lapse, because, that would take a fuckload of time, and honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't think, my kind of out-of-focus stream footage is gonna look the most satisfying played back as a, time-lapse. I want to get a nicer camera so that I can do stuff like time-lapses, but honestly, I was trying to save for that this year. It didn't end up becoming a realistic goal for a variety of different factors, but hopefully, you know, in the future, that'll be something that I can afford. I'd really, really like it to be something that I can afford. The thing is, though, unfortunately, I am the sole person looking out for me right now, so sometimes it means I don't get the opportunity to make fun impulse decisions. I have to, like, actually survive. I'm sure you guys understand. It does mean that not every drop of money that I have is something that I can put towards a camera. layer them on top of each other, then speed up by 4. No, still not gonna happen. Sorry. If you want to make that supercut, by all means, I give you permission to do so, but I will not be making that. Because I have other videos that I need to do that are on my project board that I really want the serotonin of crossing off my project board. I know the 2 videos that I'm going to try and accomplish for November, but again, that's a lofty goal, and we're going to see if we manage to do it or not. And then, like, as soon as Halloween is over, which is coming up, it's going to be fucking Christmas set time, so if you would like to help me buy a Christmas set or donate towards a camera, I do have a Patreon and a Ko-fi. You can do that if you want. If you don't and you're broke, hey, same. So don't feel bad about it. Miniatures OnlyFans. Videos of literally just me cleaning up the edges. Yeah, I don't clean mold lines. I counter with this, though. I could do miniatures OnlyFans, except it's my cats destroying models that I've painted. Achilles would love that. He loves to bite models and pick them up and run around with them, even though he shouldn't. The problem is all of that would have to be shot, and the majority of it would be on, like, my terrible shag carpet. So it wouldn't look very good. It's another factor of this house that I will one day change. It's the carpeting situation. Literally, I swear, after every 3 minutes, there is an advertisement on the YouTube that I'm supposed to ascribe to. So I'm just gonna change to, like, a live stream so I can stop having to deal with that. Look at my cute little PlayStation controller. There's not gonna be a miniatures OnlyFans. Sorry to disappoint, but that's just... It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Oh dear. Get rid of them really cheap, nice looking pieces of fabric and just lay it down. Yeah, I guess that could work. However, Achilles would just, like, play with the fabric. Like, I can't have rugs for the most part because he thinks that that is a new toy for him to play with. And will just scrunch it up and jump on it and pounce on it and stuff. You don't understand the amount this boy just wants to play all the time. He's napping right now, but that's just so he can build up his energy in anticipation for his next zoomies. And because, presumably with his upper respiratory infection, he's not feeling very well. I'm really hoping that it gets better, though, because I don't want to go to the vet again. I've paid like $800 in vet bills this year because of this little guy. Which is fine. I love him very much, and he's a delight. I just need him to be healthy for, like, you know? It's a lot. It's not easy to keep up with. I've painted Raging Heroes miniatures before, if you can believe it, Topher. I have, in fact. I've painted a few Raging Heroes miniatures. They have some fun, like, female werewolf models. I painted that. I've painted, one of their, like, knight models. It was, like, a lady on a charging horse. Painted some other stuff. I used to be friends with someone who really liked their models, but that person turned out to not be a great person, so we're not really friends anymore. So, yeah. But for a D&D campaign, they wanted models that reflected their character, so I was painting those. The Lady Werewolf one, I think I still have somewhere. Maybe the other one. I could sell those off, honestly. I don't have much affection for them, so either I still have them somewhere, or I've already given them away to someone who was like, I need miniatures for D&D, and I was like, here's a bunch of random crap that I'm not going to use. Which happens a lot. Aw, the sweaters have come out. Yeah, my boys sometimes try and jump on my shoulders, but most of the time they also then dig their claws in, and then I give out a pained little screech, and they're like, oh, I should not have done that. And sometimes they remember to leave me alone. Other times they're like, you know what? I think fives could handle the pain of this. I'm going to continue to be here. It really just depends on what the vibe is for the day for those cats. Sorry, someone sent me a message and now I'm seeing it and responding. It was Kalos. Kalos remembered to message me, and I was like, oh, what's this? This is a new person. Yeah, okay. Let me not get distracted. Sorry, sometimes I'm just like, we gotta... Should we break out the weird Arizona green tea, or should we save that for next stream? What do you guys think? Oh, I know what I can do. I can have interaction. I can make a poll. Watch this. Create a poll. Drink the tea. I can ask my community. You guys can vote. I'll leave that decision up to you. Yeah, I'm forcing you to interact with the person that you're talking to. Terrifying. Also, lurkers can vote too. I forget to thank the people who lurk on this stream, but you are valuable, and I appreciate you, and thank you for being here. It's 50% yes right now, which means it's also 50% no. Oh, now it's 67% yes. We've got 3 votes. Oh, wow, that was a lot more yellow than I needed. Okay, sure. I'll just make her little blanket yellow, I guess. Oh, alright. Take a sip. I think the yeses have it, but I'll wait until I'm done painting her little kerchief, and then I'll go with whatever the poll shows at that point in time. It's looking likely that it's a yes, unless we can tip the scales. I think everybody wants to see me either really enjoy a new kind of Arizona tea and then never be able to find it again, but more likely you guys are secretly hoping that it's a little bit terrible. Which is fair. Like, anytime I watch those taste testing videos where people are like, I'm gonna eat every flavor of Kit Kat, you kind of want, like, at least 60% of them to be terrible. Goober, you just got here. So the grocery store that I went to, out of regular Arizona green tea, I did buy a can of Arizona green tea with cucumber and citrus. So I haven't tried it yet, and that's what we're voting for. Whether I should try that now or save that for, like, next stream. Or forget that I was saving it for a stream and then just drink it randomly. So that's the tea that potentially I'm going to have to drink. Honestly, very likely, yes, I'm going to have to drink it. But, I mean, I want to try it, so... At least this is a safe environment. And if I, like, die, one of you can maybe call the police and be like, they were poisoned by the Arizona tea. And the police will be like, that's really weird and a dumb way to die. I'll be like, yep, sure was. They died doing what they loved. Painting miniatures and drinking Arizona tea. I'm not gonna die, though. Don't worry. I mean, we all die eventually, but I'm not planning on dying tonight. You hope it tastes green. Well, there's a good chance of that. Considering it's green tea with cucumber and citrus, that's gonna be a pretty green flavor. Alright. It looks like the yeses have it. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab the can and I'll show it off to you guys and we'll do a little taste test. Alright, I'm back. This is the can. This is the situation that we're dealing with right here. So you can see how it's similar yet legally distinct from the regular one. And we've got all these cucumbers at the top. Gonna do a can crack. It smells very cucumber heavy. It tastes like initially it's Arizona tea and then the aftertaste is cucumber. I'm not getting any citrus whatsoever. It does definitely taste like the color green. But it kind of tastes like drinking an Arizona tea after taking a bite of a cucumber. It's not bad, but it's also like I'd rather just have the tea. I don't really think that the cucumber is contributing to the drinking experience in any significant way. It's not gross, though. It's definitely drinkable. So sorry to disappoint. What the fuck color was I trying to mix up? I don't even remember. I think I was gonna mix up some kind of white and yellow combination here. Oh, right, I needed to dot the coins on this one. That works. Yeah, it's fine. This Arizona tea is fine. I would give it, like... I mean, if we're talking about my regular beverage being a 10 out of 10, this is, like, probably, like, a 6. It still mostly tastes like Arizona tea. I just feel like the cucumber, honestly, brings it down quite a bit. It's unnecessary, and it doesn't need to be there. Need to paint the gun on this, because of course there's a gun. Let's see if I can just kind of mix up a gray. As you can see, I'm getting tired of mixing up colors, so I'm just not squirting out new colors and being like, yep, I can function with the barely available paint still left drying in these cups. That's how I ruin so many paintbrushes. And it's not like I don't need a freaking gray to do all the stones on that one. So that's also a dumb move on my part, but it's fine. I've done stupider things. There's just a random spoon on the ground? Okay, sure. Drinking in Arizona spiked with the color. Green. Yeah, you just vibe into the Halloween background music. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I'm really excited for when I can annoy you all with Christmas music. Like, that's gonna be a great day. I'm just gonna have, like, all of those holiday Yule log crackling with Christmas carols playing in the background. If you don't like holiday music, I'm gonna be insufferable during the after Halloween season. It's gonna be all the time. It's gonna be great. I really want it to be Christmas like soon, and that's not it's not happening soon. I gotta wait. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. This always happens. Where it's like, yeah, I really like Halloween, but I just want it to be Christmas, and that is, that's just the emotion I'm experiencing right now. I'm not religious, but I just happen to have a lot of good memories associated with the Christmas season. Some of the, honestly, the only memories that I have of my childhood that are positive are at Christmas time. And I would like to feel like that all the time. So that's probably why I want it to be Christmas. Anytime I'm going through a difficult time, I'm just like, man, I really freaking wish it was Christmas right now. Are you guys gonna send out Christmas cards? I know a lot of people like don't do that anymore. I consider it a moral imperative to send out holiday cards with photos of my cat on them. Now that I have cats, that's just what I like to do. I have a PO box though, so if anybody wants a Christmas card, I can send you one. I haven't decided what photo I'm gonna use for my Christmas cards just yet, though. Gotta find a good one of the boys. Then put some, like, Christmas photoshopped ornaments or something like that on there. You can, in fact, highlight everything with pale sand, as our Lord and Savior Dana Howell teaches us. So that's just what I'm going to do on this model. Oh wow, yeah, you might accidentally miss the stream if there's Christmas music. That's fine. I wanted towel skulls from someone. I don't remember if that was you or somebody else, Roz, but I demanded Tau skulls. I have not received them. I also haven't checked my P.O. box in like a week. Okay, the further into this tea I'm getting, the more prominent the cucumber is becoming. It's getting worse. Let me tell you, it's not getting better. Oops, you meant mute. That's fair. I don't know why I'm singing along to the fucking Ding Dong the Witch is Dead song, but that's on this playlist, so that's where I'm at. Oh boy. I might be getting a little tired, but I'm very close to finishing this. I just have to highlight the last two and do the grass part and the base rim, so honestly, I think I'm gonna tough it out. Like, are these gonna look perfect when they're done? Absolutely not. But I think I'm reaching the point where I need this project to be completed. And that's a valid part to reach of a project too, when you're just like, you know what? Nothing is perfect. So I'm gonna find a way to finish this up and move on to the next. Yeah, I do stand corn. Out of all the Chaos Gods, Tzeentch is actually my favorite, but model-wise, I like how the corn models look. Like, I agree with Tzeentch ideologically in that, change is, like, weird and cool sometimes. Terrifying, definitely. But, like, Tzeentch is the one that I'm like, yeah, alright. If I had to, like, support... If I was a Chaos person in the real Warhammer world committing fun war crimes with my friends, then I'd be doing it in the name of Tzeentch. But if I had to actually, like, run an army, it would be a Khorne army. Khorne, simple. Run towards thing and kill thing. Like, I can do that on a tabletop game. Oh, what do you guys think, by the way? Did you hear that they're making a new Silent Hill? I'm kind of excited about that. I haven't played any of the Silent Hill games. I watched my little sister play Silent Hill Downpour, forever ago. And I've watched both of the Silent Hill movies when I was too young for them. But I think when I was too young for them. I don't actually remember. I feel like I was too young, but I have no freaking idea of when you're supposed to be watching scary movies. I did think that they were super cool. They were one of the first, like, horror movies that I'd ever watched. So, I mean, they're not good movies from what I hear. Like, people who are actual Silent Hill fans who have watched them are like, no, they're shit. Which is great, because I'm over here like, I have fond memories of watching the Silent Hill films. But that's kind of how it goes, You're either a fan of something and you're like, oh yeah, they did a fucking terrible job at that, or you're like, oh, I mean, I didn't have any frame of reference that I watched it and I kind of liked it. I know that's sacrilege, though. That's it's pretty bad to some people to consider them acceptable depictions of the Silent Hill franchise. But, like, I've tried. I just can't get over how old the graphics are in some of them. So I'm kind of excited for the Silent Hill 2 remake, because then maybe I can experience that story for the first time. As it was meant to be seen, The movies are very aesthetic. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going for. I was talking to my friend and he's like, Pyramid Head does not need to be in every Silent Hill game, and I'm like, Yeah, but like the first thing you think of when you think of Silent Hill is freaking Pyramid Head. He's so cool. He's gotta be there. He's Pyramid Head. But apparently, like, narratively, it doesn't make as much sense that he's there. And my friend Mark has, at times, self-proclaimed himself a quote-unquote lore whore, in just the fact that he really enjoys reading lore for video games and knows, if he gets, like, into a game, he will then know everything about the lore. All of the Dead by Daylight lore is stored in the Mark. Mark also knows all of the Borderlands lore. Every single one of the Borderlands lores. It was fun talking to him about Little Nightmares when we both were theorizing about that game. You know, it's really... He's very good at remembering the lore and then having opinions about it. And is like a purist when it comes to lore. I'm just sort of a renegade, like, there is no need to find a definitive canon for things. Like, I'm not an X-franchise explained kind of person. Like, when I was watching Evangelion for the first time, a lot of people were like, here is a video that explains End of Ava. Or here is a video that explains what happens in Ava. And I'm like, no, I watched it. I get it. I'm fine with it being vague. I'm not one of those people who feels a need to, like, adopt the kind of canon catharsis that people reach, after watching hours of videos being explained, and they're like, well, the common fan interpretation is, like, no, I want to just live in my own interpretation. So many people have been like, do you know the story of Bloodborne, when I talk about how much I love Bloodborne, and I'm like, I know my own version of the story that I got from playing the games, but I didn't want to watch hours and hours of, like, Bloodborne explained videos. I'm like, no, I got whatever remnants and context I got from playing is fine with me. Like, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. It's also really funny that, like, in the second Silent Hill movie, it's just Jon Snow. Like, that was the only other thing that Kit Harington had been in, and I remember, being like, oh man, that's Jon Snow right there. He's just, straight up in this creepy Silent Hill movie. That's, okay. Cool, sure, yeah, no, that's fine. Second movie is nonsense, but fun, yeah. I love that she has a horror Pokemon battle using Pyramid Head. Yep, I remember that being cool. I remember the scene with the nurses being super creepy. And also, I remember that doll spider mannequin thing scared my sister so bad. That was fun. For me. I liked that. This song is not the vibe. I'm sorry for subjecting you to it. Oh, man. Listen, I missed the department store vibes that I was grooving to earlier, but I got really tired of skipping, political advertisements from the various people running in the city that I live in. Like, shut up. I already know which way I'm leaning. I don't need you lobbying. Please stop advertising. No, I mean, like, it's fine if there is a canon. Like, something that the creators decided is the canon. I just also feel like it's not important. You know? What I have as my personal takeaway from the video game, as far as I'm concerned, is the canon for me. I don't need it to be the canon for everybody else, necessarily. I just need, like, to have experienced what I did in some way. Which I think is kind of the same thing that you're getting at, Roz. You're like, yeah, it's important that they have a canon so that, you know, the actual the show or the video game knows what it is. Like, yeah, that's hella important so that it's, you know, for consistency's sake. But, like, is it important that I, the viewer, I, the player, know what that is? No. Absolutely not. that's so freaking secondary to the point. I feel like searching for the explanations, that can be fun. Like, it can be fun to dive into the lore and read every item description, seek out every part of trivia. It's just not how I really prefer to interact with media. I don't need to know everything. I just need to get the basic ideas of the story is fine, and then, you know, whatever theories I come up with, be they canon or not, they're gonna be the ones that I kind of take away. I guess it's different in something like Nier Automata, or trying to think of another thing like that's extremely story driven. I mean, even with Borderlands, it's more important that you follow the actual canon story than make up your own theories. But Bloodborne is definitely looser and more open to interpretation. Why did I need... Wait, what was I highlighting? I've highlighted everything that I need. Oh, I needed to do the stones. That's what. Yeah, I'm definitely going to finish this board game tonight. I just have a couple little things to do. So that's exciting. That's 19 miniatures that I've finished for Townsfolk Tussle. Just in time before they announce their expansions. And then I'll be back to having Townsfolk Tussle miniatures to paint. But you know, for now anyway, I'll have completed that. I haven't seen Fooly Cooly, but I hear that it's good. I tried watching it like once and I was just like, I don't think this is... I didn't really enjoy it, so I was like, I don't know if I will go back to it ever. Been enjoying Chainsaw Man, though. Yeah, Roz, they're doing expansions! They're gonna have another Kickstarter soon to fund them. I'm hoping that they'll also be selling copies of the original during that Kickstarter so that people who didn't get it can have the chance to purchase it. Because honestly, I'm sad that it was a limited run. I can't, like, recommend that people go buy the game. Unless they want to spend, like, you know, $200, $300 to buy it off eBay. Which I don't think is necessarily super far off from what it would retail for. Like, it's bad, don't get me wrong. There's still some scalper... I guess scalper is wrong, but there's definitely like a reseller markup to it, but it's not as egregious as some of the ones I've seen. Yeah, but I think they're doing like 3 or 4 different expansions. They made a post about it on their old Kickstarter page. I will see about finding a link for that and sending it to you if you're interested. They've like shown off some of the new characters they've designed, and there's like a weird butcher character that I'm pretty excited about. He seems fun to paint. And they have like an artist looking like player character where I think her head's like a paintbrush. February from the newsletter? Okay. Well, that's good. I have some time to enjoy the fact that I have a fully painted Townsfolk Tussle. Or about to be. I have to do the base rims. Then I'll have fully painted Townsfolk Tussle. Non-canon, of course. I didn't paint anything really in accordance with the box art. Surprise, surprise, 5er renegade. Who's shocked? Surely not you. I don't even know if I'll conform to the same rules when painting my next expansions. If I'll be like, they all have to be mixes of red and green and black and white. I might just be like, I will use the full range of colors at my disposal to paint them. But I might have forgotten how obnoxious that gets by the time that I get access to those expansions. So we shall see. No one is shocked. Yeah, no one is shocked. All right. Well, that is 5 miniatures finished up on this stream. Possibly a new stream record. I don't know. I mean, technically when I finish the Tau infantry, that's going to be like a crap ton of miniatures all finished at once. Oh, this tea. Oh, it just gets more cucumber. It's cucumbers all the way down. It does not get better. It does not get better. Do you guys want a little showcase of all the miniatures for this game? I think you do. Even if you don't, I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna lift you up a bit. And then I'm gonna organize some of these paints. We're gonna do a little hobby organizing, which is not the most fun to watch, but you know what? That's it's content. You're a captive audience right now. And I could stand to have my desk looking a little bit neater. My Halloween candy decorations, which are also real candies. Don't worry, don't be like, oh no, the Halloween thing is over now that you've completed your challenge. Absolutely not. The Halloween set is here to stay. I've got other things that I can paint that are still like Halloween-ish, Halloween-esque. Probably if I do another stream this month, we're gonna work on these spider guys, which have this great creepy crawler factory vibe to them. And frankly, I want them done. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I was thinking of using them as bad guys in Space Station Zero, a module which I haven't purchased, and don't honestly know if I would play. But I think maybe I'll actually make a 5 parsecs from home crew. I talked about doing that, and they could be good alien bad guys for that. But I'd still actually have to make the crew, which is why I wanted the skulls. That brings us full circle to you being like, what did I skulls for? That was what you skulls for. That was what I wanted the Tau skulls for, was to make some characters for the Space Station Zero. If I decided to buy that game, which, you know, I haven't exactly decided if I was going to or not. I like that I have just random Bloodborne miniatures that I was also using as set decoration that completely got pushed out of frame. They need to go back in their little box. Alright. Let's redecorate. I'm gonna move these guys out and I'll put them up here with my other Bloodborne things that can go back in their box, nicely organized. Got our little guy here. Don't pay attention to the horde of miniatures shoved back there. You can't see that. I'm illuminating it, but you can't see it at all. That's private. Can't. There's nothing back there. Pumpkins over here. Gonna set our cauldron there. Handle. Okay. That looks, that's much better. That's much better. Look at how nice that looks. They do say they're selling the core. Oh, hell yeah. Well, if you're interested, let me recommend Townsfolk Tussle as a game, because it's fantastic. It's well designed, the miniatures are super fun. I'm gonna go grab all the rest of my miniatures, and then we can go through. Little bit of a showcase. Okay, so like the best part is I've been waiting for this because I want to just see what a box of miniatures that looks like they were painted in the 1930s looks like new in the package. And I can finally place them all in here and see what that looks like. It's got this nice plastic cover that has Townsfolk Tussle embossed on it. So first we're gonna pop everybody in their little containment fields. They all fit in here in a very specific way. Look at that! So satisfying. I think this one actually goes here, maybe? Yeah, I think that's right. So this is everything. This is everybody in here. Yeah, this is a satisfying moment for me. See if I can bring that in a bit closer. We'll go off the thing. All right, yeah, so let's see. There you go. You can see all of them in there. Obviously, this was the one I made a video about. This frog milkman. He was the first one that I painted. I love how he turned out. Spent a really long time on him. Next we have this little hill that has like bunnies and carrots growing out of it, which is mainly grass and dirt. Got the cop. Had a lot of fun painting all the like shading, but he's a cop. This dog that I don't really think came out the best, but it's still a fun model. I didn't like how he turned out super well, but he works. He's serviceable. It's definitely one of those projects where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. This one, however, this safe, I'm really happy with. I did like writing on the top. I think the colors are spot on. The facial expression, like that took panel lining perfectly. I really think that this is one of the best in the collection. This creepy turkey man with hands, no matter what colors I tried, I could not make this look great, so he's done. I finished him. You know. Really happy with how this one turned out, because I don't love the model, but I think my paint job made me like it a bit. Georgie Iron Gut, he's like a weird goat man. My favorite design for a player character, so I spent a lot of extra time on him. This is Norman Fish Boy. He's like a fish person. This is Henlo, who's a chicken with anxiety, aka me. I really think she turned out great. She's another fun character to play as. This is the old lady that I just finished painting. This is the guy with a anvil for a head that I also just finished painting. The conjoined twins that I recently finished up. And then this guy is like an evil Boy Scout. Containment field is a lovely term. Yeah, I think so. And then we have a couple more bad guys over here. We have this scarecrow guy. Probably one of my favorites with how he turned out is this ghost man. I learned a lot about how to make gray look like blue and how to make green look like blue while painting him. And how to kind of just work with gray and yellow to get like a glowy transparent effect. So I really, really love how this one turned out. He's probably one of my favorites. This one was just too much fun as a model. Wheelbarrow with ghosts coming out of it. Like, fun concept, great model, good sculpt, really easy and fun to paint. This trickster lady with a knife and an apple. Again, I don't think her face turned out the best, which is probably me meaning to get better at painting cartoon faces, but overall, not too bad. And that leaves us with just this tourist man, who looks fine. And then the conjoined king and queen, who I tried to do kind of a non-metallic metal on the sword, and it doesn't look great. But again, the whole of this being completed, greater than the sum of its parts. I have completed the board game, Halloween goals, unlocked, achieved, completed, gold star for me. That's also where I think I will call it a night for now, because I got to show that off, and that's done. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for joining me on the stream and witnessing a triumph in the making. I hope you have a good night. I hope that those of you that have applied for new jobs get them. And until next time, be kind to each other.